Welcome to my channel Coin Worth Million. Today video is one you won't to miss. We're diving into the word of coins top 2. 10 pence. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. So let's get it started. The 2015 United Kingdom 10 pence coin stands as a significant representation of the nation's modern decimal coinage system and a reflection of the cultural and political ethos of its time. Though at first glance it may appear to be a simple piece of currency, meant for daily transactions, the coin embodies decades of history, meticulous design, and the evolution of British currency reform. The 10p coin belongs to the family of decimal coins introduced following the historic shift from the complex pre-decimal monetary system to a more simplified and globally aligned decimal currency. This transition, which officially culminated on Decimal Day, February 15, 1971, marked the beginning of the decimal system that utilized coins such as the 10 pence, designed to be straightforward and in line with modern standards. While the first 10p coins were issued in 1968 as an anticipatory measure ahead of full decimalization, the 2015 version is a result of several redesigns, compositional changes, and minting refinements that mirror the progress in both artistic and metallurgical practices over the decades. The 2015 10 pence coin features a reverse design that is part of a unique and highly praised series introduced in 2008, conceptualized by British designer Matthew Dent. Dent's contribution brought a new wave of creativity and national symbolism into the currency. Rather than featuring isolated symbols, his series cleverly spread the royal shield of arms across 6 denominations of coinage, from 1p to 50p, such that when placed together, the coins create a composite image of the complete shield. The 10p coin features the upper left segment of the royal shield, depicting part of the lion passant guardant from the royal banner of England. This artistic ingenuity not only brought cohesiveness to the coinage, but also rekindled a sense of identity and historical reverence among the public. The 2015 version maintains the same layout and intricacies of Dent's design, with fine engraving lines that emphasize the lion's muscular form and regal poise, all neatly nestled within the coin's round borders. The Royal Mint's precision in replicating this artwork annually has made these coins mini masterpieces of national pride. Turning the coin over, the obverse displays the 5th and current definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was introduced that same year, in 2015. This effigy, created by Royal Mint engraver Jody Clark, is especially notable for being the first portrait of the Queen designed by a Royal Mint employee in over a century, and also the youngest person to have created an official UK coin portrait at the time. In Clark's depiction, Queen Elizabeth II is shown wearing the George IV state diadem, a richly adorned crown traditionally worn to and from the state opening of Parliament, rather than the more familiar tiaras seen in previous portraits. This image symbolizes her enduring sovereignty and unwavering service. Not only does this portrait bring a refreshing modern realism to the coin, but it also marks a generational shift in how the monarchy is viewed, blending royal dignity with contemporary aesthetics. Surrounding the Queen's effigy are the customary inscriptions, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 2015, which stands for Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, translating to Elizabeth II by the grace of God Queen Defender of the Faith. The 2015 10p coin is struck in nickel-plated steel, a composition adopted by the Royal Mint in 2012 to reduce production costs. Prior to that, the 10p coin had been minted in cupro-nickel, 75% copper, and 25% nickel. The transition to nickel-plated steel was both economic and strategic, allowing for more efficient resource usage and environmental consideration. This change also resulted in the coin becoming slightly more magnetic due to its steel core, which has aided vending machines and coin sorting equipment in distinguishing denominations. With a diameter of 24.5 meters, a weight of 6.5 grams, and a milled edge, the coin fits comfortably in the hand and stands out just enough to be easily recognized without being cumbersome. The steel composition gives the coin a subtly different sound when dropped, a faintly higher-pitched ping compared to the heavier copper-nickel variant, a small but discernible trait for those with keen numismatic sensitivity. As for mintage, the 2015 10p coin had a relatively high circulation mintage. Over 114 million coins were produced for general use. This reflects both the high demand for small change in everyday transactions and the coin's continuing utility in an increasingly digital economy. While the rise of card and contactless payments has reduced the general reliance on physical money, coins like the 10p still play a vital role, especially among older populations, collectors, vending systems, and in certain industries like parking meters and amusement machines. The coin's durability and resistance to corrosion have ensured that examples remain in good condition even after years of circulation, although mint condition and uncirculated versions remain more desirable to collectors. For numismatists and casual collectors alike, the 2015 10p coin occupies an interesting space. It is not particularly rare, nor does it boast any exceptional minting errors or anomalies that drive value exponentially, but its significance lies in its role as a standard bearer during a key transitional year in British numismatics. The introduction of the Jody Clark portrait that year makes the 2015 version the first of its kind to feature the new effigy, granting it a place of prominence in chronological collections. Additionally, its inclusion in various annual mint sets and commemorative proof sets struck in higher quality finishes like brilliant uncirculated BU and proof silver has added to its allure in the collector's market. These higher-grade variants often display enhanced detailing and mirrored fields, providing a more immersive experience of the coin's artistic elements. In broader cultural terms, the 2015 10p coin serves as a window into a United Kingdom preparing for momentous change. Just a year after the Scottish independence referendum, and a year before the Brexit referendum campaign began in earnest, the coin floated through a society grappling with its identity, sovereignty, and relationship to the broader world. The iconography on the coin, the royal shield, the queen's enduring visage, unintentionally became emblems of unity and continuity during a politically tumultuous time. It reflects a constitutional monarchy that remained resilient in the face of evolving democratic sentiments. The portrait of Elizabeth II, who had reigned for more than 6 decades by 2015, symbolized the enduring traditions of state amidst change. Coins such as the 10p thus transcend their immediate function, operating as miniature records of history, encapsulating the political, cultural, and technological milestones of their time. Furthermore, the educational value of coins like the 2015 10p cannot be understated. Schools, museums, and heritage programs across the UK have used coins to teach younger generations about heraldry, monarchy, art, metallurgy, and economic systems. Through tactile engagement with something as ubiquitous as a coin, individuals are granted a tangible connection to centuries of tradition, as well as the quiet but impactful decisions made behind the scenes by governments, treasuries, and artists alike. The clever distribution of the royal shield across several coin denominations, for instance, encourages discovery and curiosity. Children often delight in completing the puzzle-like set, which naturally leads to broader questions about the symbols used and the history they represent. In conclusion, the 2015 UK 10p coin may not be a numismatic rarity or a museum showpiece, but it is nonetheless a highly meaningful artifact of contemporary British history. From its elegant design and precise manufacture to its quiet role in everyday economic life, the coin embodies much more than its face value suggests. It is a symbol of continuity, a product of artistic innovation, a technical achievement, and a cultural ambassador for the United Kingdom in miniature form. Whether jingling in a pocket, lying in a collection folder, or gleaming in a proof case, the 2015 10p stands as a small but enduring chapter in the story of British coinage, accessible, informative, and quietly noble. The 1992 United Kingdom 10p coin holds an interesting place in British numismatic history. marking an important transition within the broader narrative of decimalization and the evolution of British coinage. To understand the significance of the 1992 10p coin, one must first consider the context of the decimalization process that formally began in the UK in 1971, which aimed to simplify the old pounds, shillings, and pence system into a decimal-based system where 1 pound was equal to 100 pence. Prior to this change, Britain operated under a centuries-old monetary system that was often seen as outdated and complex. Decimalization made currency usage more accessible for commerce, education, and everyday financial transactions, especially in a rapidly modernizing post-war Britain. The 10 pence coin itself was introduced in 1968, ahead of decimalization, to help familiarize the public with the forthcoming changes, and it was originally issued as a large-sized coin, 28.5 millimeter in diameter, made of cupronickel, a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. By the 1990s, however, the size of the 10p coin came under scrutiny. The large dimensions of the coin were seen as impractical and costly to produce, especially as the economy grew increasingly digital and the need for coin-handling machines became more widespread. The government began a process to standardize coin sizes in a more economical and manageable way. Thus, the year 1992 became pivotal, marking the introduction of a new, smaller 10p coin, replacing the large-size version that had been in circulation since the 1960s. The new 1992 10p coin measured 24.5 millimeters in diameter and weighed 6.5 grams, as opposed to the older coin's 11.31 grams. While it retained the same cupronickel composition, this reduction in size and weight represented a broader trend toward more cost-effective and efficient currency production and usage. The redesign was both a logistical and symbolic transition, reflection of the British Mint's effort to modernize while preserving tradition. The obverse of the 1992 10p coin featured the enduring image of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. This portrait had been introduced in 1985 and remained on British coins until 1997. Makhlouf's design is often noted for its slightly idealized portrayal of the Queen, showing her wearing the George IV state diadem, a crown famously adorned with diamonds, pearls, crosses, and floral emblems representing different parts of the United Kingdom. This diadem had historical significance and was originally made for George IV's coronation. Makhlouf's portrait was considered elegant and regal, maintaining a level of stateliness appropriate for the monarchy, while ensuring its recognizability across coins in common circulation. Around the portrait is the inscription, Elizabeth II de Greg FD 1992, which is abbreviated Latin for De Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, a traditional title for the monarch. On the reverse side of the coin, the classic lion passant gardent design by Christopher Ironside remained in place in 1992. This image of a crowned lion walking to the left with its right forepaw raised and facing forward symbolized the strength and sovereignty of the British monarchy. The lion passant is a long-established emblem in British heraldry and was part of the royal arms of England dating back to the reign of Richard the Lionheart in the 12th century. Christopher Ironside's artwork was originally designed for the decimal coins introduced in 1968 and remained on the 10 pence coin until 2008. The inscription simply read 10 pence above the lion, reinforcing the coin's denomination clearly and in plain language, suitable for both domestic users and those unfamiliar with British coinage. From a mintage standpoint, the 1992 10p coin had an important role in phasing out the older, larger 10 pence coins which were demonetized in 1993. That means the larger coins ceased to be legal tender a year after the release of the new, smaller version. The Royal Mint produced both proof and circulation versions of the 1992 10p coin. The circulation mintage was 1,413,470 coins, a significantly high number, which was necessary due to the complete overhaul and replacement of the previous coins. As a result of this high mintage, the 1992 10p coin is not considered rare, and most circulated versions today hold primarily face value. However, the coin holds historic interest due to the design and structural transition it represents. In the broader context of 20th century British numismatics, the 1992 10p coin marks a symbolic turning point. It sits at the crossroads between tradition and modernization. The continued use of heraldic and royal imagery, such as the lion and the Queen's profile, maintained a visual continuity in British coinage, while the physical redesign aligned with the economic and technological trends of the late 20th century. By 1992, Britain was undergoing considerable transformation in many spheres: economic deregulation, increasing globalization, and the early stages of the digital revolution. As such, the coin reflects a deeper tension between the cultural preservation of British identity and the pragmatic shifts required by a rapidly changing world. For collectors and coin enthusiasts, the 1992 10p coin is often viewed as a milestone coin, especially when creating typesets that feature both the large and small versions. It provides a tangible benchmark in the evolving story of British coinage, one that can be held in the hand and studied with appreciation for both its artistry and historical relevance. Though the coin is common in terms of quantity, its place in the numismatic timeline gives it a unique appeal, especially among those who lived through the changes or have a specific interest in British coinage reforms. Proof versions, particularly those in original Royal Mint packaging, are more desirable and can fetch higher values depending on their condition. It's also worth noting that the 1992 10p coin retained its copper-nickel composition, unlike later developments. Starting in 2012, the Royal Mint began producing 10p coins in nickel-plated steel rather than cupra-nickel, as part of ongoing efforts to reduce production costs. Thus, the 1992 version also represents the last decade of full cupra-nickel 10p coins before the shift to cheaper materials, a fact which adds another layer of relevance for collectors who value metallurgical aspects of coinage. In educational terms, this coin offers a rich lens into multiple fields: monetary policy, material science, artistic design, royal representation, and the intersection of history and daily life. Schools, museums, and historians frequently use coins like the 1992 10p to illustrate how currency acts as a marker of national identity, technological advancement, and societal priorities. Furthermore, it shows how subtle changes in something as ordinary as a coin can encapsulate broader national transformations. The 1992 10p coin, though modest in value, is a microcosm of British resilience and continuity during an era of widespread change. In summation, the 1992 United Kingdom 10p coin is far more than a means of exchange. It is a historical document, an artifact of numismatic evolution, and a piece of national culture. While it may pass unnoticed in pocket change, its story is deeply entwined with themes of monarchy, national symbolism, economic pragmatism, and the inexorable march toward modernity. As such, it remains a cherished object among those who appreciate the art and history of coinage.